Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crafts channel. I'm Stuart Hillard. Now in today's video I'm going to be showing you a beautiful knitted texture, a knitted stitch called Daisy Stitch. It's really beautiful. It creates this lovely kind of diagonal pattern of kind of fan-shaped little flowers almost. It's a really beautiful one. I've knitted it here in a solid colour. It would look really beautiful in variegated yarn too, or multi-tonal yarn. It doesn't have very much stretch or give in the fabric. It doesn't contract in, so it's a really good one to replace plain stocking stitch with, even if you wanted to just create a panel, or it would be, I think, would be lovely knitted as the yoke on a sweater. The sweater that I've got just next to me has a yoke knitted with moss stitch, and this creates a similar kind of fabric, so you could easily substitute these and still get the same basic fit. Now let me show you how easy it was to knit. It's a 4-row repeat. Start by casting on multiples of 4 stitches plus 1 extra. Okay. Now, your first row is nice and easy, nice knit row. So just knit the first row, every single stitch. Now on your very first cast on row, that will look completely as normal. When you come to do every subsequent first row of the 4 pattern repeat, you'll get to this stitch right here. Can you see? It kind of looks like a big lumpy bulky stitch, and it's actually made up of, there are 3 stitches in there. So just watch that one and just knit them in sequence. So 1, 2 and 3. So just be aware as you get to those, you'll have 1 stitch in between that's just a normal knit, and then you'll have those 3 that are clumped together. So just separate them out with your finger and just knit across all those stitches. Probably that's the space where if you're going to knit 2 stitches together you will, so don't do that. Keep an eye out the first couple of rows just to make sure you're knitting every stitch. And this incidentally is the right side of the knitting. There we go, just a few more to go. So that's my first row knitted, and it's just plain knitting. Okay, we're on to row 2. And we're going to start with knit 1 just to start with. So there's our knit 1 stitch. Now we're going to bring the yarn forward, ready to purl. Now this is the interesting bit of this pattern. What you're going to do is you're going to slide the next 3 stitches onto your needle. So get 3 stitches on the right hand needle all together, and then you're going to purl those 3 stitches together, but don't take that loop off right now. Leave those stitches on the needle. So we've created 1 loop on the right needle, the working needle. Then you're going to take your yarn over and around your needle. That creates a second loop. And then you're going to go back in those 3 stitches that you've purled together once, and you're going to purl them together again. And then finally take those stitches off the left hand needle. Yarn back round, ready to knit, knit 1. And that's our sequence. So yarn back in front, ready to purl. And then we're going to put the needle into the next 3 stitches, purl them together, but don't take them off the needle. Yarn over and around the needle just once, back into those 3 stitches and purl them together again. Stitches off, knit 1. And you're going to keep going like that right across the row. So purl 3 together, yarn over, purl 3 together and off, knit 1. This is creating that daisy on the right side. There's our purl 3 together, yarn over, purl 3 together, and then back around and knit 1. Last couple of repeats to go. Right to the very end, purl 3 together, yarn over needle, purl 3 together, and then the last stitch is knit 1. So I've completed the second row, and I'll just show you there now how that looks. So we've created these strong diagonals right here, and we've got the little stitches together that are going to form our daisy. So row 3 is plain knitting. I like patterns like this because I have one row where I can talk and watch TV and concentrate on something else, and one row where I have to really focus on my knitting. Just remember, when you're knitting this row, you do need to make sure that you don't end up knitting any stitches together. Just separate out those little groups of 3 and knit each one. Now our last row is very much like row 2, but in order for the pattern to flow, we need to offset the daisies. So we're essentially knitting the same as row 2, but we're going to start and end the row just very slightly differently to create that offset pattern. So here we go. We're back onto row 4 now. So whereas before we started with knit 1 and purl 3 together, what we're going to do this time is we're going to knit, purl, knit. So there's knit, purl, and then the first knit really begins the sequence. So we're going to knit 1, so we've knit, purl, knit, that's our first 3 stitches, and then yarn in front, and we're going to go back to the pattern. So 3 stitches purled together, leave the stitches on the needle, yarn over, and purl them all together again, stitches off. Knit 1, and then again, needle into those 3 stitches, purl them all together, but keep them on the needle, yarn over the needle, and then purl those 3 stitches together and off. And keep working in that way right across the row. 3 together, yarn over, 3 together and off, knit 1, 3 together, yarn over, 3 together and off, and knit 1. Keep going, last one, purl 3 together, yarn over, purl 3 together, and then to finish off the row you'll have 3 stitches left, and you're going to knit, purl, knit, just like you did at the very start. And those 4 rows create that amazing daisy stitch, which I just think looks beautiful. 4 simple rows, 1 simple technique really, and you've created all that texture. I hope you've enjoyed this knitting tutorial from the Crafts channel. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. See you next time.